How y'all doing? My name is Shane Kipper, and today we're going to be talking about content versus marketing. One of the struggles I see a lot of people making or challenges that business owners have is getting the attention of the prospects that they want. And there's a big difference in attention, right? We don't necessarily want all the attention. We don't want the attention of just anybody. And so there's a process we need to go through. And I've covered it many times in the Simplified Sales Solutions Facebook group, which you can be a part of for free. But the the strategies we use up front in defining our marketplace and our message and really finding out who the prospect is, what their deep desires are, what they really want and need to obtain in order to get whatever the result is that they're looking for. And that is definitely the foundation of everything that you do. So I highly suggest going back and watching that video, so that you can start to construct that for yourself and see how that all comes together, especially with the content versus marketing presentation I'm going to go through with you guys here today. But when we're creating content, we have to keep in mind the prospect that we want. When we've got that dialed in, we can start to talk directly to them. And when we can talk directly to them, those people are going to start to raise their hand and say, yes, this is for me. This type of information and maybe whatever this guy or gal has to say is relevant for the problem that I'm having right now. And so, by doing that customer avatar piece and the competitor analysis, this the process of creating content becomes a lot simpler and makes a lot more sense. Okay. Before we get started with this presentation, I have a free presentation you can get access to at callwithshane.com. It's a free 30-minute training that's going to really help you take a deep dive look at your marketplace and help you define your message so that when you do create content, it's more compelling and brings in the right people while simultaneously repelling the wrong people. One of the quotes that Frank Kern uses that I really like is, "You can't catch whales with minnow bait." So what that means, especially if you're in high ticket sales, is when you're after somebody that's in a high ticket marketplace, 5 grand or more, those people are going to need something more comprehensive. They've got more money. Typically, they've been through programs or something like that, and they've already invested a bunch of money, and typically they actually have money. And so, by knowing that, we don't want to put out bait that is meant for newbies or beginners or people that don't have money that are just getting started. We want to put out bait for people that maybe have started and are getting results but want better results. So we need to engineer that bait to be for those people, for the whales, right? So just a quick tip for you there. Content versus marketing. So um, number one, I wanted to start with who I am and what I do. So I've been helping businesses grow online for the last 3.5 years, starting with social media management. I had a barber shop and a couple other small local businesses that I was doing social media management for. But then I transitioned into building funnels after many failed attempts at being basically the handyman of marketing. Someone that does the photography, posting, ads, funnels, literally trying to do everything. Um, I got burnt out. I fucking hated what I was doing, and made that transition into building funnels for myself and clients. And after 2 years of really just acting like I knew what I was doing, I moved to San Diego to surround myself with next level players, people that were, making 6, 7 figures. And just being around that environment inspired me to stay. So I moved to San Diego, and eventually met a client that I was able to turn his account, which had done 120,000 in the previous 12 months from when I started, into 3.2 million in the next following 12 months, which gave me such a huge advantage in growth and really understanding what it meant to hit that 2 comma club award within a funnel. So since then, I've actually helped companies from real estate to even crypto day trading master their messaging, gain more attention, and build systems that convert prospects into repeat buyers. And began developing my very own curriculum for creating results online with coaching and course programs using the same strategies. Okay, so I wanted to start off with the content formula. If we know our prospect in and out, this formula can basically be your template. And what I've done is just memorize the steps. And it's really super simple. I like frameworks or formulas because it's not scripted, and you can basically just figure out where you're at in the process. I used to even have like a notebook with the steps on it, the formula on it, that I would even look at in my videos, which is totally fine. Like, no one really cares, especially up front as you're beginning. Not a lot of people are going to see it anyway. Um, but once you have done it a few times, it becomes second nature. Um, but first, we start with calling out the prospect. Again, understanding that who that is critical. So, because we know that, we can start to say, if you're a business owner that wants to scale and grow using, ads and follow up or whatever, then this message is for you. So you're calling out the marketplace. You're saying, you're getting people to engage by helping them identify with the message, right? And those first few seconds are critical in your content. You really have only a few seconds to gain somebody's attention, and so if you don't have a formula or a framework or a process that you can go through, and something that really does capture someone's attention, you're going to lose them. So that's why not only we use that to gain their attention, but also gain the right attention. It's easy to gain a lot of attention, but is that attention the people that you want to work with? You can run ads all day long to the broadest audience you want, reach as many people as you want, but if your message isn't dialed in and geared for a specific prospect at a specific time in their life with a specific solution, then you're wasting money on advertising and really just spinning your wheels. But once we've called them out and got them to engage and give us a little bit extra time on that video, then we move into a 30,000-foot view of what's going to be covered. So just a brief summary of the value that they would gain by staying. Okay, and then we go to a quick acknowledgement of the call to action. So I like to do this up front, especially when it comes to advertising as well, because we're trying to brand whatever it is that we're offering. And typically, we're branding like a domain, a simple, easy to remember domain, callwithshane.com. I say it in every single video. And so when somebody watches that and they hear that, maybe once or a couple times, the idea is that people are going to go search that after the fact. They may not click through on that first video, but they've heard it. It's easy to remember and easy to type in. So when it comes to your domain, be very vigilant about how you name it, and it doesn't need to be something crazy. Don't try to be like ninja with the way you use your words, but still try to illustrate what it is that you do in a short, easy to remember format. Okay. After we made our quick acknowledgement, and I say quick because you're not necessarily saying, hey, go to callwithshane.com or your domain. You're just alluding to the fact that there's a solution to the problem that you're presenting, by not only consuming the content, but taking action on it after they've done that. Okay. Then we move into the value points. So I typically like to do 3 to 5 different value points, but these value points aren't demonstration. They're not the back end of how to build a funnel. They're not how to write an email, how to write sales copy, right? It's more overcoming internal, external, and product or program beliefs or marketplace beliefs. So number one is the external belief. Internal belief. The internal belief is something that they believe about themselves that is preventing them from obtaining the end result or getting the result in the first place. So when we look back on some of the videos that I've done previously, we've talked about the messaging and the competitor analysis, and those two things are going to give you a lot of information about that person's beliefs. So if you've done that properly, you should have an entire list of things that somebody might be feeling in the moment about their current position. And we need to show them that those problems or whatever challenges can be overcome, but it's not here's how to do it. It's that you can do it with this solution, and here's why it works. Value point number 2 is going to be your external belief. So what is the outside force that is preventing someone from getting their solution? Typically going to be like money or time or connections or support from a spouse or whatever the case may be. It's some sort of physical outside thing that is preventing them. Then value point number 3 is the product or the marketplace belief. So your and again, referring back to the messaging and the competitor analysis, is when your prospects have been online for however many years now, and they've seen all the claims, they've heard all of the promises, so when we can identify that, we understand that people are already going to be standoffish to our product or service or whatever, because they probably heard it before. And so we need to help them overcome that limiting belief about the marketplace as a whole, or just that type of solution as a whole. So again, you got to do that analysis piece. Okay. Now, once we've gone through our value points, then we do a quick recap. So just briefly overviewing everything that they just learned. You're kind of reinforcing uh, the beliefs that they have and how they're not necessarily irrelevant, but that they can be overcome with your solution. Then we go to the call to action. Pretty self-explanatory. We're telling them that they've got a problem and we've got a solution, and they can go to this domain in order to get the program or whatever it is, and then close. So same thing. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so this is a marketing timeline. So there's 80% of the focus should be on the marketing, and 20% of the focus should be on the selling. I also say the same about your 80% of your time should be focused on your prospect, and 20% of your time should be focused on the product. Okay. When it comes to the marketing side, and even because marketing and content are one and the same, your content is providing value and demonstrating that you can help them, will help them, and want to help them. But there's a few components that you need within your 80% marketing timeline. Number one, and we've kind of demonstrated that in the formula, is the hook, which is your call out. You're calling out the prospect. You're saying, hey, if this is for you, if blank, right? So it grabs their attention with a big idea. That big idea is typically going to be like a headline in an ad or on your sales funnel, or even on just the content that you post within your video. It's that first thing that's grabbing their attention that says, hey, I've got this thing that, or there's a solution to the problem that you're having. Okay. And then we move into the lead. The lead is something prospects can get that meets them where they currently are. And I say currently are because a lot of times we get so caught up in our own journey as an expert and assume that we know what the prospect wants based on that journey. You know, we um, went through different challenges, we faced different problems, and we've accumulated a bunch of different tools that can help somebody get a result. That may not actually be what somebody wants. Like, for example, somebody that wants to grow a business online, they know that they need advertising funnels and email follow up. I mean, not all of them know they need a funnel, and not all of them are running ads or funnel follow up. But the lead, if you're trying to run a lead that says, you know, if you're a business owner trying to grow, and here's how we can help with just marketing as a blanket statement, it's not it's not specialized. They already know that they need marketing. They already know that there's plenty of solutions out there for marketing, again, as a blanket statement. So we need to be specified. We need to be specific. We need to meet the prospect where they are. So it might actually look more like how someone can simplify their follow up, right? Specific follow up by using a templated format or something, right? Their problem right now is not necessarily marketing, but maybe it is they're getting traffic and they need to be able to follow up and bring people back into their funnels. Um, so just being aware of where they currently are, what their current problems are, and providing a solution that meets them where they are. Then the marketing argument, the thing that prospects need to accept as true before they believe our system will work for them. Okay, so this is basically tied to our big idea, but our marketing argument is our value points. It's helping them understand that whatever their internal, external, and product or marketplace beliefs are can be overcome, and that it's whatever they've tried in the past hasn't worked because of X, right? And so we're arguing essentially that our method works better, faster, more efficiently than all the things that they've tried in the past. But we need them to believe that that solution is true, because once we've demonstrated that and they've accepted that, then that's when we start to present the solution, right? We don't want to focus all of our attention on the solution until we've gotten them to believe that they can do it and can do it through you. Then you present the solution. Once they've been convinced, we present the solution that solves their problem. Okay. And then again, 20% of the time is focused on the product or the offer or selling. The offer is your stack, which is basically your deliverables. What is somebody going to get? What are all the benefits of those deliverables? What is your risk reversal or your guarantee? Are you having like a 30-day guarantee, 60-day guarantee, I wouldn't do lifetime, but um, you know, what are the parameters of somebody getting their money back if they go through the program and don't get the result? And then what's your pricing, what's your bonuses, etc. So when it comes to content, you're not necessarily presenting your deliverables and your risk reversals and your guarantee and your pricing. This is going to be more on the side of when they land on the funnel, when they see the sales page, all that information will be there. Our main objective, if we go back to the marketing timeline, is to hook their attention, lead them, kind of carrot on the stick, provide an argument that helps them understand that their beliefs can be overcome, and then we present the solution with a call to action. But then again, on the sales page, we present the offer. Okay, so that was just a quick recap of everything we talked about. But this is the Simplified Sales Solutions Facebook group. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I go live to talk about ads, funnels, follow-up, and webinars for coaches, consultants, and course creators. So this coming Thursday at 2 p.m., We'll be talking more about um, how that content actually can be used for other resources and then end up leading them into the sales process. Okay. Um, Again, callwithshane.com. There's a free 30-minute training that you can get access to that's going to teach you all about messaging, how to identify your marketplace, your prospect, and kind of re-engineer what the competitors are doing and really just make a better offer. So that way, it's more compelling, people buy, so on and so forth. But that's it for today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. My name is Shane Kipper, and I will be seeing you on Thursday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. There is one more thing. I am potentially going to do, depending on the feedback, I'm going to be doing Funnel Fridays. So if you're not in the Facebook group yet, if that's something that you want, go to Simplified Sales Solutions and leave a comment I posted a poll on times that would work best. If I get enough people to have interest, I'm going to start doing Funnel Fridays where I critique other people's other people's funnels. If you have a funnel that you want reviewed, I'm going to be doing that on Fridays, but I've gave a few different times that you can select from. So if that's something of interest, leave your suggestion in that poll. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you Thursday at